Okay, section 2, we're going to start talking about simplifying algebraic expressions. So before we can simplify, we need to know what the different parts are. So when addition or subtraction terms separate an algebraic expression into parts, each part is called a term. The numerical part of the term that contains a variable is called the coefficient. So if we look through here, 3x plus 7 plus x plus 2, each one of these pieces separated by the addition is called a term. Then the coefficient, where you see a variable, those are our coefficients there, so the 3 and then the 1. If there's no number there, it is a 1. Then in this chapter, we will only work with terms with an exponent of 1. In this case, our like terms are terms that contain the same variable, such as 2n and 5n, or 6xy and 4xy, because, again, they have that same variable, so n and n, xy and xy. They have to have the same exact variables. They do not have to have the same coefficient. Then last up, a term without a variable is called a constant. So in this case, 5y plus 3 plus 2y. Our 5y and our 2y would be our like terms because they both have a y. And the 3 would be a constant because it does not have a variable. Okay, so we want to identify the terms, like terms, coefficients, and constants in the expression 6x minus 2y plus x minus 5. So our terms, again, is everything separated by addition and subtraction. So we have 6x, we have negative 2y, because that minus sign is there, that is a negative. We have x and negative 5. So again, all the pieces separated by addition and subtraction. And when we have subtraction, they are negative. Now our like terms, and those are the ones that have the same variable. So I see an x here, I see an x here. So our like terms would be 6x in x. Our coefficients, if we go back to our terms, they are the numbers with the variables. So we have 6, negative 2, and 1. Remember, if there's nothing there, it's a 1. And last up, our constant, the one without a variable, a negative 5. Okay, so we will be practicing identifying all the different pieces. We'll test on those, so make sure you know what all the words mean, what's a term, what's a like term, what's a coefficient, and what's a constant. Okay, now that we know what the pieces are, we want to work on simplifying. So an algebraic expression is in simplest form if it has no like terms and no parentheses. When you use the distributive property to combine like terms, you are simplifying the expression. Okay, so first example, 4x plus 6 plus 2x. We're looking for our like terms. So I see I have an x, and I have a constant. So if it helps, you can rewrite it first so your like terms are next to each other. So 4x plus 2x plus 6. Then you're going to go ahead and add your coefficients. So 4 plus 2 gives us 6x plus x. You cannot combine these because this 6 does not have an x, so they are not like terms. You can only add and subtract like terms. Okay, so part B, 5n plus 2 minus n minus 6. I see a 5n and a negative n. I see a 2 and a negative 6. Okay, so if I combine those like terms, 5n minus n, or minus 1n, would give us 4n. 2 minus 6 will give us a negative 4, so 4n minus 4. Okay, then in part C, we need to distribute first. We are distributing a negative 3. So 6y, negative 3 times x is a negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 2y will give us a positive 6y. Remember, two negatives make it positive, which gives us like terms here. I see a 6y and a 6y, and then by itself that negative 3x. So simplest form, 6 plus 6 gives us 12y minus 3x. Again, you cannot combine the 12y and the negative 3x. because they do not have the same variables, so they are not like terms. All right, guys, that was the whole lesson. So a couple problems for you to try here. In this first one, we want you to identify the terms, like terms, coefficients, and constants in each expression. So that was that first part of the lesson. And then two of them there for you to simplify. So combine your like terms, watch for distribution, watch for signs. All right, guys, that is the end of this section.